James, we're getting a depth chart Tuesday, but you know, some things are already settled, but at least one official announcement we got is Marcus Davis starting at punt return, which isn't too much of a surprise.
No, not really. He was the guy behind Quan Bray last year. You figured that they would go with experience, makes a lot of sense, and he certainly has the skill set to punt return and do pretty well at it, one would think. So he's going to open with that, and he's going to be the punt returner for the first game, and we'll see what happens, but one would think that Marcus will probably do pretty well there. Obviously, Jason Smith also got some reps, but in all likelihood it'll be Marcus Davis all the way through. A lot of uncertainty though elsewhere. Will Muschamp not terribly comfortable yet, really giving us too much of a clue at just about any other position at all.
Yeah, it confirms your worst fears that Tuesday the depth chart that's released, especially on defense, is not going to matter because Will Muschamp is the type of coach who grades through practice and then decides on starters there. But having said that, you have an idea of who's going to start where in a lot of spots just because of seniority and experience. The interesting thing, though, to me is still at linebacker, where he's not ready to name one single starter, which is funny because Chris Frost and Casanova McKenzie both turned down opportunities to go to the NFL to come back and start. So I think it would be shocking to me if those two aren't starting, and then you find a way to work in Justin Garrett and Trey Williams to rotate them a little bit. But I would be shocked if McKenzie and Frost are not starting Saturday against Louisville.
Same. I think this is definitely some part of building the mentality and continuing that whole look at everything counts and everything matters. And because if you say that, but then name a starter now, well, then it makes like this week doesn't count quite as much. So I understand.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen, but realistically, I'm with you. The guys who finished second and third in tackles, and McKenzie, who was first the year before, I just don't see either one of them not being the starters. There may be things that they have to do, but I just don't see them not being the starters in the inside linebacker spots. On the line, obviously, you know that Byron Coward is going to end up being a backup, and that Carl Lawson will be a starter. On the inside, they've always been talking up Montrevious, who we spoke to this evening, and Adontavius Russell. And on the back end, look, Trey Matthews and Rudy Ford are going to be your starting safeties, and at corner it's probably going to be Countess, Jones, and Holsey somewhere in some fashion. So a lot of mystery over really a whole lot of nothing, it seems like, on the defense, quite honestly, but we'll see. Tuesday could be some surprises, we don't know.
Muschamp says that he's pretty sure Louisville knows who their quarterback's going to be, but yet Louisville's not announcing anything, and Bobby Petrino's supposed to speak Monday, and I would be surprised if he names a starter then. But having said that, Muschamp said today that you can use one scout team quarterback to combine all of the strengths of all the quarterbacks still in the Louisville quarterback race. So only really the thing you got to really prepare for is the feet. A guy that might be able to move a little bit more. Otherwise, the pass concepts and route concepts are going to be the same. And you know, we talked to players about that too. That the passing concepts, and Muschamp agreed, are a little bit different. They're more along the lines of what you see in the NFL. They move guys around quite a bit, and man, I'm telling you, Petrino loves to attack the middle of the field.
Yes,
it's going to be a big game for Rudy Ford and Trey Matthews in the middle of the field, I think, for Saturday, in the Georgia Dome.
Yeah, I don't think the mobile quarterback thing is, I mean, that's something you obviously have to prepare for, but it's so much of his improvisation anyway.
Yes.
That other than preparing for someone who could run, other than the design draws, everything else is improv.
Petrino's never had a mobile quarterback. He almost had one in Mike Vick. So whatever they do, I doubt they have a lot of designs for it. You're exactly right.
Exactly.
So there you go. A lot of things still up in the air, but a lot of things we know for certain as far as starters and what they're doing, preparing. But the big news is it's finally game week, and the players like us are sick of talking about preseason camp, getting ready. They're finally in game week mode, and we're going to find out who's going to be starting in a lot of spots Tuesday through that depth chart, but take it with a grain of salt.